Welcome, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing look at Black Ice 10.41. Now we are restarting over and going to take a look and see how things are working with this. Had a very nice chat, well, at least yesterday with most of the devs for the game. You might want to check that out on my channel. Now, a while ago, a few days ago, when 10.41 update came out, I installed it. They said it was likely save game compatible, and very, very quickly I was getting instability issues again. Reverted back to 10.4.0. and stability issues gone. They thought that it was probably due to switching from one to the other, but we're going to be seeing about this today because we're starting fresh with this. Let's see if we have any stability issues while being live. And this is recorded live, so we may get some chat here eventually. Okay. Let's just do a few things here. A long starting process. Don't let this deceive you. Okay, now we're going to click this. They suggest you leave this up at all times because not necessarily this, but like ministers and economy, and then hit OK. Oh, it does sort of work through. You can just close it here, and then it's still available here. The problem with this is, and I explained to them, you don't know when. Hello, Eric. How you doing today? You don't know when when a new decision comes available, so you're constantly going back to this. So play it as you will. One of the things in Black Ice ministers don't only give you flat effects, but they also are responsible for your civilian economy, right? But building, oh, here it is, building types. You can see which minister types give which buildings as time goes on. Thank you, Eric. I hope it was enjoyable for people to watch. You have to realize those guys are game devs. I mean, their game is built on top of the base game, and my game, if you will, which is much less ambitious than Black Ice, is built on top of Black Ice. So you get a perspective of how to develop a game, and they're doing a lot more. Radar stations, air superiority, proponent. So, okay, so let's close this for the moment. Yes, we cannot build radar, but I think you can. Mr. Coco Man. And how are you doing today? Well, good. Yeah, it was something you didn't need to watch, that's for sure. So, need to research radar to build the radar buildings, of course. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to fire this and disable it because I don't want it there for the moment. And we're going to do the 1936 start here, which unlocks everything. Well, very good, Mr. Coco Man. You do what you need to do. I'm just glad you show up once in a while. Okay, as they sort of say, normal is sort of normal, or as close as they're willing to commit to being historical, because I could go into a long, hours long, literally, of why we don't know what is historically correct, because the information isn't all available for us. Okay, we're going to do this. Let's do nothing there. Let's come down here, skip this all together. We're going to do normal Soviets. We're just going to do normal everything. I have played on a bunch of these with for the the opposition as on hard and on difficulty level hard. But when I'm really just trying to figure out what the mod is doing, I want to play it on normal. Not so much, I'm not looking so much for a, playing challenge. Like, can I win the game? I already sort of know that I can. No, that doesn't mean I can on the hardest level, but on what GoFaz or whatever. It's more taking a look and seeing how everything is balanced. And hello, Turn Low, how you doing? We of course love everyone who's live, but I realize so many people can't make it live. Okay, how much are we gonna try to min-max the start of this? Okay, well, let's see what we can do here. France. Before France starts disliking us too much, let's offer to sell them about 10 money's worth, because I want to keep it going. Yeah, there we go. Of supplies. And Britain again before they start disliking us too much. Let's see if we can. Yeah, let's see what we can do about 20 in supplies. Well, there we go. And of course, if you guys have any questions about anything reasonable, please post them. The game or other things. Right, okay. This is one of the things I find most controversial. Okay. Accepted agreement, very good. Monthly change is going down. And then we like metal, yes you may. Right, okay. We're going to lift the blockade, but with some people they've noted, they think that people don't realize you need to send troops into this area to fully get the effects removed. Just need a basic garrison unit, but we'll send in a bit more. I don't know how much we'll be able to get. Okay, lots of events and just everything just happened. Okay. Romania would like 30 metal for some money. Yes. Okay, 4 small shipyards, 5 medium, 3 capital, 5 submarines, 18 small factories, artillery factories. This is all part of the start. Light, medium, military college, research labs, supplies, rail terminal. Okay, a lot of stuff going on at start in this game. Now, the other thing we need to come in here and do is look at, we do remember we have the Minister of Science here. We're going to look at Armaments Minister. We're going to do, man, I'm going to, check production efficiency. That's a little better. Minister of Security, we're going to come over. Here, take a look at some of the way they've changed some of this stuff. Yeah, although national pride, man, the people, ruling party support. Guess we're going to do that. Technical specialists. Just looking for you. And here we can also put Shacked in there. It's where they're giving his IC bonuses. Hello, Challenge Boys, and hello, Omar. Omar, how are you doing today? Which mod can I run with? I don't know that there's any mods specifically yet out for 10.40 or 4.1. Definitely TRE, and even I'd have to look at Tanganyika to see if they've changed things enough. Tanganyika might, I'm just saying might, be usable, but I wouldn't look at that as being we're going to go to mixed industry. Here we're sort of doing a min-max start. Now I'm going to eventually have some words on what's going to, very likely there will be an update to TRE to work with it. I'm at this time giving no time scale as to when. We're going to put that aside. Okay. So I'm running this right now purely on base mod, if you will. Budget reserve, we need to be careful now. Right, that's some of the stuff I don't like. Okay, that's pretty good. We've got our ICs up relatively high. And now we can do the actual reoccupation of the Rhineland event. Wait for another day to tick over. We don't want to deal with that just yet. Right. Now, I think because we've done the political shift here to mixed industries, we've got, I think, the best setup for production here. So let's see how, if we can, with the modifications, do Reich economics and build new manufacturing. Now, didn't kick it over to larger than 2 and 2. Rostock and Wilhelmshaven have a heavy industry now. Okay. Very good. Yes, do your worst. Okay, well... okay. Budget reserves, disagree with that. What does it say that Germany had? We may use Krupp cemented steel. So cemented armor, closed hangar. Berghoff, yes, 5%. Opal Blitz. What is... well, we could have more things in, well, yes, we do want to have more things in production. And so, start here with Berlin. 1, 2. Get our industry going really, really strong. No industry yet. It's just 2 more, but still 2 more is nice. Is Norway difficult in black ice? To play or to invade? Sorry, I don't know which way you're talking there, Eric. Heavy industry. Heavy industry out here. To play? Oh, no, not at all. I mean, to not have Germany munch you, that would be difficult, but just to play it, no. Norway's pretty weak. Years ago, and then somebody has, and I have a bookmark, made a mod dealing with Sweden that was pretty nice, but I don't know too much that, you know, mod specifically for Norway, but yeah, no, it's not hard to play. You don't do much. Just sort of wait to get invaded, and then try to last as long as you can. Okay, now we want to come up here and move all of these to the top. Basically this order. There we go. Now let's move those to the bottom, those to the bottom. Let these back to the top again. Shuffling stuff around is a bit different. Hey Beam Slam, how you doing today? All right. Decent start for industry and production with what we have here. Now we still have more things to do. Military academy, airport level, railway level, road network level. Mixed support brigades. So for motorized mixed support, we get to choose 4 upgrade groups. Motorized, once you choose, it will only be available for research. So what do we want to focus on for our motorized? And picking these does affect the cost of production. So if you do assault guns, which are, Stimmgeschütz, in the German terms here, very much so, you put them in, they're going to be an expensive motorized element for sure. And I don't know that we want to do that. Now, there will be a time to get a mechanized, proper armored support. So we're going to go with reconnaissance. We're going to go with engineers. We're going to go with artillery, because that's just so basic. And we're going to go with anti-air, because if anything, I'm going to want to stick in a proper anti-tank unit instead of one of these mixed support units here. So that gets it for that. Very good, Beam Slam. Please report what you find, either, at some point your game. So far, stability's been very good for me, so I'm enjoying that. That was what I didn't like about the last one. Hello, mister. Hi, how you doing? And so let's come here for the standard. This is non-motorized, just standard mix support. You can see we have a few more choices here as well. Again, I'll point out those guys aren't soldiers. Those are Reichsarbeitsdienst workers, basically. National Labor Service people. Yes, they're carrying guns, but no, they're not soldiers. Okay, so here we have a lot other choices. So if you want to do amphibious, armor upgrade, infantry tank, like if you're going the British route. But this is just your your non-motorized unit. So it isn't going to be particularly fast. It would have been better, in my opinion, it would be better if you're going to do something like assault guns, put them in the mixed support. So we're just going to do reconnaissance, engineers. We will have another. Yeah, we're going to do artillery, and we're going to do anti-air upgrade as well. Yeah, anti-air is good and cheap, and we can quickly go in and see here if we were. Well, this is probably the easiest here. Anti-tank here. At this basic level here, you have a piercing of 20 and heart attack of 36. Where anti-aircraft, not talking about heavy anti-aircraft, regular anti-aircraft, you have a piercing of only 6 and heart attack of 3. So it is not really a substitute for anti-tank. Where now here you have, I guess you have it. There will be some effects that will, I think maybe dual purpose guns. It's maybe one of them that will give you a lot of piercing, because this will eventually represent the Flak 88s, and of course heart attack of 13. So it'll get better as we research things. So yeah, and so I figure they're no longer allowing units to go to the 8 brigades. It is just the, what is it? I guess it's 7, if obviously if it isn't 8. 1, 2, yeah, and then engineers, transport, and HQ. So with the HQ unit, which is very necessary, because if you notice, you take this off, this all turns gray. Need the HQ to get the combined arms bonuses. And so yeah, it's 7 brigades. I'm used to being able to have Germany go to 8 brigades, and for most units now, without being able to go to 8 brigades, um, something like the mixed support becomes more important. So if, say, you're going to maybe drop engineers here, because that's one of the ones I did pick as engineers and put in motorized support here, it will also give you some AA reconnaissance. And notice this unit has no reconnaissance. I'm not entirely favored of some of this, the way this is done, but I'll say primarily because of the need for a transport unit. And I may address this with them at some point. In the base game, transport units aren't a thing. So you need to have either horse transport, German light vehicle transport, German civilian transport, or German truck transport, which is proper military trucks. So this is sort of like your for mountain vehicles and rugged terrain vehicles, and is also reasonably effective in some of the terrains where, so not to, you can also look here, costs per unit. So yeah, there's good and bad with that. Wish there was a tank battalions instead of brigades with. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Now, the base game, which has been so many years since I've ever even played it, it was set up, to have, instead of like 6,000 or 9,000 men for a brigade, was to do 3 battalions and then have like a mixed support, and then maybe one other specialty. With having this here, they're going back to that in a way, but yeah, I don't know. Good and bad to things. Okay, we're going to create the Kriegsmarine and the Luftwaffe command structures. We're going to do the historical. Now, if you don't want to, and this is mostly the integrated, is primarily for the AI. And Kriegsmarine. So we now have all of that. Now we have things we want to research. Looking for 1936 technologies here. Also, we need to do this. Okay. Lock that down. Espionage. Well, let's just blatantly bring it way down and lock it. And officers. We don't need a lot of officers right now, but we want some in training, so we'll lock that. Hey, Road Manor, how you doing? Highlights of the Q&A. One serious debate between me and them as to why they're all wrong about things. General agreement on a lot of other stuff. They explain some of their positions well. Some, like I say, money is still my 100% disagreement with them, and they're not budging on their position. So TRE is going to do things, disable things. People can, undisable them if they want to undisable them. But yeah, I like the guys. I've known a few of them, in an online sense for years now. So it's nothing like personality conflicts when I do with that. But generally, most of the stuff I'm somewhere between approving and accepting of their changes. But I don't know. It's. I think it's I had fun interviewing / talking with them. Some of the other people have said the same. So it's, if you've got what is it, 2.5 hours or something, you can listen to it in segments. Just have it on in the background. It's a fun sort of listen. Yeah, I do sort of have the game open here and point to what we're talking about, but it's you don't have to watch that to get what's going on. Hydrophones, yes. Got submarines, transports. Let's come down here. Analyze the Great War. Learn how to do Allied rolling barrages, I guess. Like, we determined that this probably should be removed. This used to be do these 3 things, then you'd unlock the extra slot for in divisions for an additional brigade. Just make this researchable kind of thing if you want to increase strength. And the support strengths don't matter, so don't even bother with those. And obviously you can decrease strengths. Why doesn't TRE look at more peace treaty options, such as partition of Africa between Germany and Italy, or transfer of India? Actually, it does, but it's in Black Ice. There is, if you look at the file structure of Black Ice, there is an starting event that happens, there and there. It's called TRE. That I gave it straight to the Black Ice people, way back when Panzeroo was doing it. And what happens is, so instead of being in TRE, it's in it's the main one of the big contributions of TRE direct that I made directly to Black Ice. It's an event that happens once Britain is defeated, and there will be partitioning and giving over territories to, like, some to Japan, some Germany, can who gets what, base, some of this, like, does Gibraltar go to Spain, or I forget the details of it. It's been many years now. So yeah, there is that. Now that is only once Britain is defeated does it fire. I mean, it becomes a government, doing air quotes, in exile kind of thing. And then you need to control certain areas, and then it will fire different. Once that happens and sets a flag, it'll fire different partitioning events. So it isn't so much, I don't know, treaty or however you want to do it, but it's only dealing with British territory. Yeah, it's not dealing with French territory. It was just, and it does include things like what's happening with India. So yeah, there is that, and I just gave it, instead of making it a separate thing, I just gave it straight in. So yeah, it does exist. Okay, this is really just informational if you don't know people. Okay, you will have chances here to select things in upcoming events. Okay, 40. We go to 44. That's about my normal amount of research at start. It seems to be good. Incendiary bombs. Let's look here. We're not really going to focus too much on carriers this playthrough. Yeah, probably just skip carriers altogether. Not that you should or shouldn't. Okay, dual, but this is that. But what I'm thinking of is, yeah, these dual purpose AA and anti-tank guns here. These will, you can see down in the bottom, piercing attack +8 for each level of this you get. For the next level, like, so maybe it's +4 every level that you get, and more hard attack. That really makes those heavy AAs very effective. And also TRE is beyond that, because I did sort of guess and gave some options. Does Germany keep, I don't know, the Suez, I forget the details of it, but the Suez or something, or do you give it to Italy? Beyond that, TRE is trying to be more historically minded, as opposed to just, other nations' peace treaties that never existed. Not that they wouldn't have or couldn't have, having conditions change. But I'll tell you this, folks, for making a historically based mod, it is super easy to make events for, say, 1936 and 1937, because outside of Japan going to war with China and the outbreak of the Spanish Civil War, the world's basically at peace. So nothing's changing, because again, if you're doing basically a historic based idea with a start in late 39 or later, trying to make events for 1943, well, what is going to be the conditions in 1943? Do you have an event that deals with bombing in London in 43 because something happened historically in 43 that's important? But what is the condition? Maybe Germany's already conquered London, so there wouldn't be a German bombing of London. Or maybe, the Allies are have already invaded Northern Europe in 43, and there's no German, air operations over Britain, so there wouldn't be the bombing raids. It's the variables, and you can program in the variables, but it gets harder and harder as the war goes on, because the players don't, which is a good thing, but they don't follow the historical script. Okay, what else do I want to do up here, if anything? I know I can come to other 36. Well, yeah, let's just go for it. Let's come here, and naval strike tactics, nav tactics, generally speaking. We got maybe 2 more slots, so let's do Fleet Auxiliary Doctrine and Capital Ship Raider. Yay. Hey, Alex, how you doing? Thank you so much for the very kind words. Okay, Sweden wants to be closer to us. Now, we're going to be, as we can come down here and see, they're still sort of quote-unquote repairing the industry that they dropped on to us. Okay, great news. Road network, airports. Oh, pause. Resource shortage. Yeah, now... Okay, 10 supply factories happen to us. These are all starting sort of things. And Switzerland is taking effect. We'll see how these go. Just to sort of explain here, my current understanding. We'll just get down here. Okay. Now, and this is another contentious thing that I argued with them about is stri- um, what's the term for strategic resources that are super strategic. And they did specify that some of them, like uranium and heavy water, won't be traded. Others you can trade. I'm leery about this. Now, here, and this money thing is just, I think is inappropriate, but that's something I will disable in my mod. Now you can, and if somebody wants to dig, how to re-enable it, it can be re-enabled. I'm not killing it. I'm not ripping it out. Its guts out. I'm just actually going in and having the flag that turns this on not happen, so it doesn't start. But some of them are, positive effects of having enough aluminum, enough chromite. Others are over here, as you can see, like here. Yes, we have the I guess zinc available, or in the Nordhausen we have the but we don't have copper. And Germany, and I know the Soviet Union, had serious deficits in copper. So basically, without getting copper, you don't have, you have a metal minus 10, because you're using sort of junk or soft steel in replacing of copper. And here you need to have New Vickers non-cemented ship 1 to be able to have this. But then if you have that, then you also need to have, I think it's nickel, but maybe some other stuff too. You got to read all that, but yeah. Is Arno here? Hello, Arno. How you doing? It's been very good with 4.0 for me for a while. This is really my first starting of properly starting 4.1, and we're testing it out. It seems good so far. No instability issues yet. Okay, so we've jumped up by almost a full leadership, or maybe slightly more. And there will be things that will raise and lower leadership as we go along. Operating. Well, we can do military police. Yeah, well, right now we would give them money for rare materials. Not that much money. No, decline. I'm not going to go that big of a buy. My intention for the future is to play this for a while on the channel. Try to find 1 or 2 people that want to help me update TRE, Third Reich Events. If you don't know, I know most of you know. And get that updated. It do not, even if you, hey, it plays, yeah, it's alive, it plays, but it's crippled. Sort of like if you were to use TRE with this, think of this as, yeah, it's, the Frankenstein monster hopping around on one foot. Yeah, the legs, and one leg and an arm, and the arms work, but that other leg doesn't work. You might not notice that it's not working, but it's not working. One of the legs is not working. So it very well may install, and it may appear to be good, but it is not properly working with it. Okay, let's see about importing some rare materials and oil. We'll start with the Soviet Union. Okay, they don't have very much money, but they have both. Let's See if we can get in some oil. Not that much. Yeah, let's do that much. That's going to be a big oil buy. Nope, I'm going to get rid of all these upgrades. Lock that down. I'm going to lower this down a little bit. About like that. So we're focusing more here. I'm going to come back here, and in the east, we're going to build more factories away from any likely bombings. I mean, it's obviously not perfect, but now we're spreading these out a bit because we want to build them simultaneously. And so, yeah, if I can get a couple of people to help me with, 1 or 2 people to help me with updating TRE, it'll go faster. And we can get it updated. Big things are ministers need to be updated. Yeah. Then we need to come here and move these to the top. The order of battle things that are deployed may need to be updated. Either the OOBs themselves or the event, or yeah, no, it'd be the OOBs. Yeah, it's, I don't know, just as quite honestly, it's how much help I get to how quick it will happen. Because at first I really have to, and I'm becoming more comfortable with what, again, like I said, there's a few things I object to, but beyond that, I'm more or less comfortable with what they're doing, and that TRE can work with what's going on. We have a fractured government, it says. Well, yeah, in a way we do, but too bad. We give them fuel for money. Sure thing, you can have a lot of fuel. We don't need it right now, and we'll build up plenty, I hope. Now what we can do here is, because we do have this, let's focus heavily on national unity and second heaviest on ruling party support. That will help with the national unity. Okay, the Hessen, yes, we'll bring it back into service. Spain. Yes, you can have coal. Yes, you can have metal, now that we're getting somewhat back into shape. Britain would give us money for, we give them money. Not that big of a chunk of money yet. Okay, now let's see. The Soviet Union is in a bit of a deficit because it's buying a bunch of stuff from us. right. Okay, so what we're going to do here now is see if we can buy rare materials. But okay, yeah, well, let's go down to about there. From the Soviet Union, so they're no longer in a deficit. Buying from us. Yeah, I like it too, Arno. I actually like this best. That is my favorite way to play, but I've been informed a lot of the people can't follow where the front lines are and can't see things, and they like this better. And some of the people with colorblind can sort of see the color or the contrast better. This is what they wanted to get away from with Hearts of Iron 4. And I mean, yeah, that doesn't look pretty, but it's very informative. This is strength mode. Obviously, you're stronger where there's units. That's useless to me. Naval Map Mode, we've seen what's going on with the Navy there. They sort of have that. This is the air. I like this better than, because these are operational ranges from the bases. I think it's still better. Your HQ theater, again, that's useless to me. Victory points, yeah. Now this is useful if you're trying to see where you need to take, if you're want to take down a country quickly. Infrastructure mode, where the good infrastructure is. Your supply map mode, that's very useful. Region mode, I have no use for this. I don't really see how it's important in the game, in this game. Diplomatic mode, if you want to see some of that, that can be useful. Revolt risk, very useful. We'll have an event that makes Germany lose all revolt risk coming up. Intel, if you're wanting to know how much intel you have on the enemy. Weather, this, if you want to pay attention to it, is nice, but it does hog resources, sort of like it does in 4, and of course we were looking there. And this is the simplified, ugly, but again informative terrain mode. This is the pretty terrain mode. So, and as you can see, there's much more nuance to the number of provinces in places. That allows for much better tactical operations. Okay, Italy, what do they want to do? We would like money. Okay, yes, we'll do that. Soviet Union, ooh, money for rare materials. We just gave you a bunch. No, we won't do that. Yeah. Oh, one thing I haven't yet. See here, battle plans. You need to open up the battle plan. You need to come over here, and then you need to click BICE Geo. Put this on here. Oh God. I'm trying not to lose it. You know, I mean, and I know this bothers me more than it bothers other people. And I'm so glad who the motherfucker in Paradox that got onto the color graphics team that likes turquoise wasn't around during this game. I hate the turquoise color they use in both Hearts of Iron 4 and now in Imperator Rome. The default color for armies or whatever is turquoise. God. They had a beautiful thing here. They really did. Yes, it was black before. And why the... Oh, water is blue, so let's make it blue? Oh, this looks ugly. And then I haven't even done this yet, but let's go. Oh, God, no, please. No, God, no, please. You added more colors. Okay. Dozed. Can you please make another set of battle plans that called Nat Geo Black so I can have my fucking black ones back? I mean, it was beautiful before. It was wonderful before. Can I just have my black ones back, please? This is ugly. This is ugly. I don't want to spend the next 6 years or however many years I'm going to keep playing this and looking at this god awful ugly map now. So yeah, no, this goes bye bye. This was better than Hearts of Iron 4 because you named the rivers, but I'm not going to look at ugly blue shit. Sorry, people. It may be delete. I guess get rid of that. I don't know if that's the right way. No, let's not unselect it. How do we unselect it? I don't know. Whatever. Is it? Whatever. But yeah. Yeah, no, it's... I'm not sure why you're screaming. Because it had been nice and black. And now it's blue. And it looks ugly. And I to have it here, I have to stare at ugliness. That's why I'm losing it. Well, I'm not really screaming, but will be black. It wasn't intentional. Okay, just why go for if I'm gonna have to restart this shortly because I want the rivers. I need it. And maybe people don't realize, I make event images, and this is where I started, that I put a lot of color and feel and look to it. So the event images is very important to me, and probably more important than for most people. And like I say, I like this. This is nice. I mean, this is nice color tones, shades. Staring at this for thousands of hours, this is perfectly fine. But putting some ugliness on front of it, this is why. And again, I very politely, it wasn't screeching at all. Told Revolverheld that I had to inform Revolverheld that he is German, and Germans have no color sense. So I refused to play with his German graphical augmentation mod because he is too literal in his Waffenverband colors. And they look ugly for all of his units, turning these into, the various red, yellow, whatnot. White is infantry, but that just looked ugly. Looks very German. It's German graphical augmentation, yes, but I'm not German and I don't want to stare at it. And even the uniform designers knew that the Waffenverband, the colors, those are the colors that are on the rims of the hats and on the rims of the shoulder boards. Those are accent colors. It would be like coming in here and just outlining one of these in the color, not making the whole square vibrant blue or vibrant red. And so I refuse to stare at them. Hello, Big Bone. How you doing? So, how to fix this now? Well, let's start off by saving this. Okay. Um, would it be possible, and I don't know, Dozed, if you can speak for it, would it be possible to get a fix that just changes this and only this and absolutely nothing else so that my save game would be compatible so I could go forward? Or should I just quit now and wait for the next version to come out? Because I don't want to keep playing and then have to, in a week or two or a month or so or whatever, start over again when it comes out. Okay, then I'll continue going because I don't have to have the river names, but it looks nicer and having these river names here really makes narrating it. Hey, we're crossing the Meuse, and again I know where the Meuse is, but no, I don't know which. I know this is the Seine that goes through um, Paris. I didn't know which one of these branches up here, so I don't know all the rivers, and especially it's really useful in narrating and talking about the Don and whatnot. So having it there is really nice. But yeah, okay. So long as it'll get fixed, I would appreciate that. Thank you so much. Um, Hello, Mr. Anderson, and thanks, Arno. Doing fairly well. Just I'm having color shock problems that I know is a look at the Dutch rivers, please. Okay, we can look at the Dutch rivers. So, got the Rhine, the Wall, the Lech, the Niederrhein, I guess. I don't know, the Meuse. It's coming down through here. Yeah, the Ode. Yeah. Who was, I forget who the original creator, because it was originally a sub mod. They it was such a great and wonderful idea, and I've even pointed it out to the Hoi 4 devs that they couldn't. They go, yeah, it would be nice to have river names, but and yes, and the guy who did it was definitely European focus. I know others have added to it over time, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst color. It ain't freaking turquoise, but I don't want to stare at it forever. So, yeah. Okay. Well,